Welcome back. Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is August 6th, 2022. Okay, that just totally messed me up, forgetting the date. Mine just suddenly went blank like that. What can I say? When I start hitting things, my brain sometimes go into just pure reflexes and just stop thinking about numbers and dates. Yeah, that is my story. Maybe I'm just getting old. When I look back on this particular striking playlist and this channel, I realize we have not addressed elbows for a long time. So, we're going to talk about elbows for the next two episodes. When it comes to elbow strike and effective elbow strike, there's a nice little mantra or little rhyme that is worthwhile keeping in mind that will keep you uh, sort of give you a little bit of a reminder on the several little things that you might be doing wrong if you're feeling that your elbow strikes are not quite as effective. Okay? So, this little rhyme is a lunge and a skip make your elbow big. Open hand, proper bend make the elbow penetrate. A lunge and a skip make the elbow big. Open hand, proper bend make the elbow penetrate. We're going to talk about the open hand and proper bend in the next episode. This episode, let's take the first part of that little rhyme because this is actually the most common mistake that I see people make when they try to do their elbow strike and they realize that their elbow strike is not quite working as good as they thought it was. Primarily, this happens when you get in a fight, which is the worst time for you to find out that your technique is not as good as you thought it was. This happens when you're sparring, when you're in tournament, and you suddenly go, hey, what's going on? Well, I'm just hitting the punching bag. I can elbow like a boss. My elbow's like one of those Muay Thai champion. How come when I'm sparring or when I'm fighting, suddenly my elbow's not working? I'm either constantly missing my target, or I'm getting blocked, or I just can't get an opportunity to get that elbow in there. Most probably is you're forgetting your lunge and your skip. And this is simple. We talked about this before. The elbow, while being one of the most devastating and powerful attack a human can do to another human being without engaging an actual weapon, is extremely short range. It's shorter range than your punch. It's shorter range than even your knee strike. It's definitely shorter range than your kick. Okay? Depending on the person, it might be shorter range than your headbutt. Right? It's a very short range attack, which means, yeah, it's great when you're hitting the punching bag because the punching bag is standing there, not moving. And the punching bag is not hitting you back. The punching bag is not blocking. So you can take your time and get properly aligned, and you can get in nice and close and on the punching bag. And you can feel, and you can look like a boss. But most likely, when you're in a real fight, it's hard to get that close, right? It's hard to get that close unless the person you're fighting is like significantly weaker than you are. If the person is stronger or equally trained, most likely they'll either keep you away, or if you get that close, like anyone try to get this close to elbow me, I would just grab their head and take them down, right? I wouldn't stand there and take it. So there's a problem with execution uh, the elbow because of that range. And the reason is, again, because we might be forgetting the lunge and the skip. Quick little demonstration, right? Because I'm fighting Bruce here. We're at like proper striking range, right? And let's say I'm lucky enough to get in one step, get one step closer, where I think I can actually get him with my elbow at this distance. And I go and throw my very boss-like, very champions level elbow. Okay, I'm hitting it almost as hard as I can, but it's not even on this training dummy. Sorry, Bruce. Even on this training dummy, it's not as effective as the way it would be if I treat him like a punching bag and I get nice and close. Right? If I treat him like an actual human that might grab me, that might hit me or knee me in the groin, I want to stay out of that stuff. I stand here and it's hard work. I can barely get him with my elbow. But watch this. If I remember to add a little skip, so when I throw my elbow, rather than throwing it with my arm, what I do is, as my elbow comes forward, I'm just setting my elbow in place. Okay, I set my elbow in place, and I skip forward. See how much more devastating that is? Okay, I set my elbow in place, I skip forward, and I can jump right back out of reach. Right? It's like a quick forward, skip, and then back out. Skip, and back out. Right? And I don't even have to swing my arm. I just put my elbow in place and skip in, letting my momentum and my footwork and my leg drive my elbow. And that adds so much more reach to my strike. So whenever you feel like your elbow, for some reason, it's kind of mushy. It's not hitting as hard as you thought you should be. You're not hitting as good as you thought you should be. Add a little skip. Okay, I guarantee you, add a little skip, solve a lot of problem right there. Now, why do we say a lunge and a skip? Because sometimes that skip won't happen, right? If we are fighting, most likely Bruce's arm is in my face. It's in between us, which means I can't just skip forward. If I skip forward, I go right into his fist, right? So in this case, this is what messes a lot of people up. Because when you're hitting the punching bag doesn't have arm. There's no arm that's going to come up and smack you upside the head and punch you in the face. Okay? But when suddenly when there are arms and legs involved, you can't find a way to get in close to the person to get your elbow. And in these cases, even the skipping is not going to work because I can just, I just skip in and get it right in the face, right? So that's not going to work. This is when you can remember this lunge, okay? I'm going to show you guys a little Johnny Tiger special move that I utilize in sparring and tournament and stuff like that a lot of time. You see, one thing about me is even though I throw a really mean elbow, I very rarely throw that in sparring or competition because I know how hard this is and I don't want to injure people that badly. I reserve this for someone who really, really pissed me off and I need to put the person down. And if I don't mind putting the person in the hospital, doing so. So if I'm just sparring with my student, with my friend, if I'm just in competition against the other martial art enthusiasts, I'm not going to do that. I mean, we're not fighting in the UFC. We're not like it's not like we're fighting for $1 million on the line. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's $1 million on the line, oh yeah, big elbow coming in. Yeah, yeah, there's a bit of a difference there, right? I mean, when we're just there for a gold medal and not even made of real gold, then I'm not going to do the kind of moves that's going to disable or really hurt the person. So rather than skipping in, and like I said previously, skipping in is very difficult when the person's arms in the way. I do a lunge. So if the person is punching straight, all right, we're trading punches. I'm going to duck and lunge in and throw this elbow down across the person's leg or belly. Okay, I'm going to hit it into the lower abdomen, the leg. Because I know if I land this move, this will make the person have a hard time moving around, dancing around for the rest of the round, but it's not going to seriously injure them. Right? Hurt like hell, not going to seriously injure them. And also, this allows me to clear their arm. I go under their arm when I lunge in, when I hit with the elbow. And this also set me up for a nice quick one leg takedown because I can pick the leg up while I'm down there. And let's say you don't want to go low. There's also a lunge, a separate lunge move that you can get this to work. So this kind of play into the little bit of Wing Chun that we incorporate sometimes. In Wing Chun, you do a lot of that parrying, sticky hand, bridge hand, all that stuff. Okay, so let's say I can parry the person's punch and I'm moving in. Rather than moving in straight, like a regular Wing Chun strike, I'm going to lunge past the person. I'm going to lunge diagonally because this clear the hand. This will go make their fist shoot over my shoulder like this. And look where my elbow is. My elbow comes right into the stomach as I lunge in like that, right? So when you remember to incorporate that skip or that lunge with your elbow, it will make your elbow hit a lot harder, reach a lot further than it originally would. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Social Sunday. For now, have a good night.